What is going on, brothers and sisters? Eric Rosen here, your internal strength coach, here to show you how to overcome your greatest challenges so you can shine your brightest light. It is Tuesday, December 11th, 2018. Christmas is fast approaching, but we're not talking about Christmas today. We're going to talk about respecting and loving your body, okay? We're going to continue on with this 14-day series that's going to focus more on health and fitness. So, today's topic is going to focus on this love and respect that you really want to cultivate for your body. Most of us don't have it. See, some people, I would say that most people fall into the category of not respecting their body by not caring what they eat, just eating whatever, not going to the gym. And then there's people that still go to the gym, eat well, but they don't necessarily love their body. In fact, a lot of times people are fueled to, eat healthy diet, get in the gym, get the body, get the dream body they want in the first place, because they don't love and appreciate their body. And sometimes that actually never goes away. I've seen some really elite people in terms of their physical fitness that they're actually some of the most insecure people in the world because they just never really learned to develop that, just love for their body in the first place instead of like loving some idealistic version of it. So, honoring your body is a really important aspect of, this respect and love for yourself. You want to honor it by, giving it good food, giving it exercise. What do I mean by honoring it? So, instead of feeling bad about whatever it is that you're doing or not doing or comparing yourself to others, I want to be like this person. We're talking about like honoring your body as in like, this is my one body. This is all I get. I don't get another body. And I'm going to like simply take care of it. I'm going to honor it. It's not about, necessarily an exact, template of health or a certain weight or looking a certain way. It's about just the honor of like, don't, do things to your body that is not good for it. It's as simple as that. I think it's important to accept the body that you got. Okay, like we all come in different shapes and sizes. Some people are obviously tall, some are short. There's different body types. There's different, bone structures, things like that. So you may look at somebody that you see, in the media and be like, I want to have that person's figure. And, you probably may never be able to have it. You might be able to get to like a similar, weight, a certain level of fitness, but see, it's going to be your level of healthy. It's not going to be someone else's level of healthy and someone else's level of like their physique. So, this can go too far, like with people, having like alterations done to their body, like, I don't know, like why things like nose jobs and lip injections and stuff for women like come into play. But just these things that are done that really, in an underlying way are kind of like rejecting the attributes that God gave you because it's not some idealized version of what people consider attractive. So, accepting the body that you have, like knowing that like what you have, it's perfect. Like there's nothing wrong with it. See, it was a learned behavior in the first place that your lips or, your nose or whatever, like was not, the idealized, version. Like that is a learned thing. It was learned from other people, from the media. Like there's nothing innate about, what is necessarily considered attractive with those attributes. So luckily that means that these behaviors can be unlearned too, and you can get back to realizing like, oh yeah, like I am fine the way that I am. And if you want to like change it or build upon it or however you want to look at it, you do it in this more playful like fashion where you're not attached to the outcome, like where, oh, I'm ugly, I have to do this, I have to look a certain way. That's like where things get like really out of control when, you know, there's these, again, these undertones of like rejecting your body. So, um, you know, having admiration for people that are in good shape and look good is fine. But I think that it's important to note that the pitfall that usually happens is it creates this thing of like this gap of like, I'm here, this person's there, or this person has everything I wish that I could have, but I can't have that. And that's not true. See, what you want to do is when you recognize somebody for maybe how thin they are or how strong they are or, you know, how attractive they are, you need to realize that having this admiration is actually bringing out the fact that these qualities are available to you. So like what I mean by that is that you can get to your level of thin, you can get to your level of being strong, and you can get to, you know, like your high level of attraction. See, attraction is more based on, you know, certain vibrations, you could say, right? Like no one's really going to say that somebody that like walks around like with a scowl on their face and looks angry is like an attractive person. They might, you know, say, oh, well, they have attractive features, but it's not attractive. Okay. So you can get to these things. It may not be this idealized like version of like what you see and what you think is great, but notice when you do have admiration for someone, notice that it's just bringing out the fact that you desire to have the qualities that that person has access, but they're already available to you. So, you know, different from like accepting your body is appreciation for it. Okay, appreciation isn't like being grateful for what you have, because being grateful for what you already do have is going to lead to positivity, because you're not going to be focused on lack, you know, lack of abundance. When you focus on what you do have and you appreciate it, being in this positive state is also going to actually lead to a better body. So how does that work? I can tell you from lots of experience that my body always looks and feels the best when I'm in a high vibrational state. Okay. It's just like this whole thing where there's mental causes linked to like physical illnesses in the body. So like if your mental state is off, if you're like in these like negative emotions, it's going to like have that trickle down effect to the rest of your body. And especially when it starts affecting things like your digestion and that, you know, digestion is going to be critical for like maintaining like a healthy, like good looking body. So, you know, having this strong positive mental state that you can start with, just simply being grateful for the body that you do have, it's actually going to cultivate more of like what you want. So being grateful for like the body that you do have, you're going to be able to build upon what you already have, even if, you know, even if you're considered clinically overweight or whatever it is, you could still appreciate where you're at and then just say, you know what, I love and appreciate and honor my body enough that I love it where it's at, but I also love it enough to where I do want to honor it. It does deserve better. Therefore, now I am going to diet and exercise. So, you know, what happens if you don't do these things, right? If you don't honor your body, obviously, you know, you just eat whatever, you sit on the couch, you're going to end up fat and pretty unhappy because, you know, the fat thing is obvious, but, you know, being unhappy, it just, the, the thing is that, you know, foods come in vibrations, okay, as well as like we're in vibration. So if you're eating a bunch of low vibe food and you're overweight, you're low vibe and you're eating low vibe food. It's just going to contribute to an overall feeling of just not really appreciating life and therefore leading to unhappiness. If you don't accept your body, if you reject it, you know what's going to happen? You're going to start to reject other people's bodies too. Because if you can't accept your own body, then you're going to you're going to become this judge that judges other people's bodies as well, because of the trigger effect that occurs because you don't love and honor and accept your body, that you're going to judge your bodies that not only look better than yours, but maybe even like comparing yourself to like another person that's not in good shape. And it just what that creates then is separation, and it's an innate thing that we all want to you know feel a sense of like community with one another. So not only are you in this low vibrational state on your own, but now like you're creating enemies out of people by judging and rejecting them instead of like loving, appreciating your body, and then also loving and appreciating not only other people, but like where they're at with their bodies. So, you know, what's, we talk about like the value in admiration, right? The value in how you can see a person's qualities, just bringing out that desire to have those brought up in yourself that are available to you. So, what happens if you don't do that? What's the mindset that it becomes? It becomes, I don't have it, I'm not enough. It contributes to like a real self-worth pitfall, right? And this is what media does to people when people look at people and they're like, wow, this person looks really great, but oh, I wish I could be like that, but I can't. Man, that's going to create this huge divide between, where your, natural state is of like feeling good about yourself, about your self-worth. And it's just going to create a feeling of lousiness, low self-worth if you're comparing yourselves to other people and feeling like you can't have what they have. So, and then finally, if you don't appreciate your body, kind of went into this already. I mean, you're basically just never going to be, you're never really going to be truly happy with anything that like you've attained. So, I talked earlier about the people that already are fit, right? If they can't like appreciate and have gratitude for not only where they were starting with their body, but more presently, like where they're at with their body now, they'll just continue to chase this white elephant where their body is just never good enough for them. It's never making them feel fulfilled. Maybe it does like for a minute, like for like some external validation from somebody, which is very surface level, like when someone compliments you for how great your body looks. But when you take into account the fact that you're putting in all this hard work and you're not appreciating your body, then the hard work that you're putting in, it's like it can lose some of its joy and like positivity, and it can become this monster of like, I have to do this, not only because I'm not happy with where I'm at, because I don't appreciate what I have, I need to get better. But then also it creates this dependency on like dieting and being fit. Like there is a such thing as like too much diet and exercise, like people developing weird gut issues, eating disorders, hormonal imbalances, sometimes suffering in like other areas of their life because they become like so focused on like going from like 80% to 100% of like what they could be in the gym and in their fitness level, and then their relationships aren't great, their finances aren't great, and really it's kind of like taking on this thing where it's like my life has become just being like fit, whereas like fit is meant to like give you the vitality so that you can go out and do like the stuff that really inspires you, that you want to do, not this dependency of like, I have to do this, I have to look a certain way. Okay, so that's it, guys. That's my take today on respecting and loving your body. Not only just kind of breaking that down on why that's important, but then also like what are those cons, what are those negative aspects of if you don't do these things. So I hope this helps, and I will see you guys tomorrow.